Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, I'm gonna cover a way you can import a point cloud data into Blender. It is actually a known issue that it's not like an issue. It's kind of like limitations in Blender that you cannot really import the PLY data with a Vertex Color because the way Blender stored the Vertex Color is not inside a points. It's more like maybe inside a Polygon Face, and so you can't just bring in point cloud which contains just vertices and you expect to see the Vertex Color. So I got this example. It's actually from Gabriel. I think he asked me from the email, and he provided me with this example point data. And I'm opening it using the Mesh Lab. You can also use the Cloud Compare app, as it is also open source. But I like using Mesh Lab. And the point cloud's supposed to look like this. And I think it's this comes as a PLY file format. And there is one thing about PLY is that you can export the PLY as ASCII data. So that's actually how I'm gonna work this out. So I'm gonna save it as ASCII PLY. So save it, and there's these options. It tells you with this data there's a Vertex Color data, and there's a normal as well, apart from the position. So there's the XYZ, RGB, and then also the normal data. Very important. And if we turn off the binary encoding, it will save it as ASCII format. And I like ASCII format because it's something that we can explore. This is like a human readable language. So I'm gonna show you how it looks like. So desktop, and should find the ASCII. So the data looks like this. It comes with a PLY format ASCII, all these informations that you can actually delete. But what I really like is this data per line that looks like numbers, and I think this actually like the XYZ positions for the point cloud, and the next one is the normal data, also in XYZ, and the last one is RGB and also contains the alpha channel. So I think this data is pretty clean. In fact, you can easily actually code it using Python, but I will be using Sverchok add-on to do this as a result. So this, I bring it into Blender basically, and this ASCII data, I delete the top part because we don't need it. This is how it looks inside Blender. I bring in the text data, and I know that in Sverchok we can simply use the text in and import this data. So if you have like a text in nodes, or it's calculating, there's one option that allows you to load the data as user defined, and basically maybe I should turn this off. Turn the calculation for now. User defined, and you can select the text. You can select this guy right here, the text that you bring in, and then you use the custom delimiter. So it's gonna be a space. You just type in space, and it's gonna grab this data, and what you get is something like this: text in and all this column of data. So it's gonna grab all this value as column. So like I said, each column represents the XYZ positions, and also the next one is the normal, and then you have the RGB and alpha, red, green, blue value. And so this is what you will get basically. You can use alpha, I believe. And so in Sverchok node 3 here, I'm piping the first of all, the first one is the point position data, and I'm piping it into this matrix node. The second one is the normal data. I'm piping it into this angle with the rotation set to 001 because I'm using circle, and I'm basically coloring the circle with this Vertex Color. So it's gonna be like this is the final result. It's all this, you can see all this bunch of circles, and each one of them is being colored using the Vertex Color. And this mesh itself has the proper SV call. I could just bring it as a point cloud, but with a Vertex Color, but it won't be feasible inside Blender. You need to have Polygon Face, unfortunately. I don't know if there's a hack out there to make Blender point cloud to display particles color like a point cloud. Maybe there's a way to do that, but in this case, I really generate a single like polygon face, which is a circle in this case, and it's respecting the normal as it was scanned, and then yeah, this is what I'm getting. So I think it looks pretty cool. It is like a solved problem, and then you can always use Python to do this. It's not like super complicated, but it's just I want to point it out because there are so many questions asking this about point cloud and Blender, why you can't bring in just point cloud via the PLY. And of course, that's again the limitation of Blender. You need to either remesh it using MeshLab, turn this into, instead of point cloud, it should be like a mesh containing the Vertex Color. If you import that, it will work with Blender right away. But if it's just a point cloud, you can't just bring in the Vertex Color. But you can do it this way using Sverchok and generate the mesh data and then piping the data. So you get this result. This is the data from Gabriel. I think it's probably not open source. I'm just gonna use it as example. Hopefully that he doesn't mind. So yeah, I can give you this setup. You can change this data on your own. Sometimes the PLY, however, sometimes the data is get like a switch around. Sometimes you get the RGB in the middle. So just keep that in mind. But basically, you can see here it's pretty easy using Sverchok nodes to bring in all this point cloud data and generate the mesh as you need it. So okay, so let me update this real quick. Turn on the processing, file, save as, and update it. And wait just a few seconds, let it calculate. Oh, actually it's done. Oh, I just realized with the Vertex Color we need to turn off the alpha. I just realized that. So we don't actually need this 255 unless you are using like a material with alpha. Then for Vertex Color, I don't think we have alpha channel. So I'm gonna save this again. Yeah, so this setup, you can build it yourself. Maybe I just take a screenshot. Really, as long the data comes in this clean, you know, like ASCII, then you can easily process it this way. So quick screenshot. And yeah, so that's pretty much it actually. Hopefully this is useful. Let me know what you think. Any question, feedbacks, let me know. And thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.